Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning? Well, that's why I'm still in bed. I'm FayWhat, and I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. FayWhat, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show. And we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand. It's Monday, September 12th, and welcome to the FayWhat Show. So let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation, baby. Ooh. Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning, I'm joined by guy pal, dancer, burlesque performer. I can go on and on. Ballet dancer. I mean, Frank has done it all. He's Frank Campisano. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
I did, yeah. You Italian?
I am. Actually Sicilian.
Oh.
There's a difference.
Do I have to kiss your finger or kiss your ring or anything like that? Does that work? I can kiss your, okay. I'll do that. I love that. So you can find him on Instagram at bodydancer10. Good morning, Frank, and welcome to Fay's Bed.
Well, thank you so much, and good morning to you.
I know that you wanted decaf, which I will never understand, but I tried to make a cup of decaf coffee, and there it is. It probably tastes like socks.
No, it's delicious.
I love Frank already. So Damien, Mr. Damien Lenore is out in Colorado when there's no snow, but he's in Colorado on vacation.
He said, actually, I just spoke to him yesterday, and he said it is hot as hell.
Oh my God, well, it's hot as hell here.
Right?
Right?
But I don't think it's as scorching as here.
Oh yeah, no, they've been having some crazy heat over there.
Yeah,
he's in where? Colorado?
Colorado. But we've been having some record-breaking temperatures here.
Yeah. We have. It's just because you're so hot. That's what's making everything
I get hotter sitting next to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, Frank, thank you so much for filling in for Brian this week. I love the fact that we were like, hey, Frank, what do you think? Get in bed with me? You're like, yep, sure. What time?
Anytime.
So there's a bunch of interesting things going on in the LGBTQ plus community. Frank, let's kiki on some of them now. Is that cool?
Let's do that.
All right, let's do it. So first, for a long time, we didn't have much representation in movies or shows. With the growing popularity of streaming, there is tons more LGBTQ plus content to watch. Well, Billy Eichner recently pissed off gay Twitter when he was talking about his new movie, Bros, saying, quote, this is not some streaming thing which feels disposable or which is like one of a million Netflix shows, end quote. He had since clarified that he meant that gay content has been mostly ignored by Hollywood. What are we all talking about? What do you think about this? Billy Eichner pissing off Twitter and then having to try to backtrack and say, no, that's not what I meant. I meant just that, there's so much content on Netflix and Bros is going to be on the big screen.
Well, I don't know. I mean, pissing off Twitter, why? Because he's not posting pornography?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know.
But, I personally don't seek out gay movies.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. I mean, I watch Netflix, but most of the gay content that I see in film is just regular movies with gay characters, and usually they're portrayed by straight actors.
That's true. What do you feel about that? What do you think about gay straight actors being portrayed? I mean, a gay role being portrayed by a straight actor.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, I played a straight guy and I'm a gay man.
But was it hard?
No.
I mean, was it hard? No, I mean, was it?
Was sitting next to you.
Wow. People.
But I mean, if you think of, I mean, Netflix has a series called what is it? Uncoupled.
Uncoupled, yes, with Doogie Howser.
Yes, Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris. And they are portraying, gay characters as as they're seen in the world, as we are seen in the world.
As like a realistically, you're
yes,
saying.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
realistic.
I mean, I'm looking forward. I don't care what Billy Eichner says. I'm still gonna go watch his movie. It just sounds like something fun, like a gay rom-com in the big screen. I don't think there was one during pandemic, but it was on the small screen. Like I saw it streamed, just like what he was talking about. Side voice, what was the name of that Christmas movie?
Single All the Way.
Single All the Way. And it was so cute because it was a girl and she had to go home for Christmas and she's in love with some girl. And it was super cute. But I saw it like at home.
And it's a cute title, Single All the Way instead of Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. Oh my God, I just got that reference. Jesus, Fred. I just thought it was Single All the Way. And I was like, that's it. All the way. She's single. But I want to see this. I want to get the whole feeling of it. Like I want to go buy the overpriced ticket. I want to bring in food because I'm that Latina. I don't buy their popcorn. I bring in my own stuff.
You know, but you have the advantage. You can stuff it up under your shirt. And,
I could put it in my bra because there's not a lot of stuff.
I don't think there's a lot of room in there.
Oh, well, I can get small popcorn bags. But I want to see it on the big screen, Frank. I want to see a big gay rom-com like on the big screen and like just feel it. There's a feeling about seeing a movie on a big screen like that.
I know, but what about the title, Bros?
Bros
is so like, you know,
so
straight,
masculine, so mask.
Bros for the title of a gay film. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, we'll tell you what we think about the movie once it comes out. Bros will be in theaters soon, and I think that all the gay boys will be out there watching it.
Probably.
It sounds like Bros.
Right.
But it could be Bros.
Boom.
Bros. Go watch it. Next, former Miami Heat basketball player Tim Hardaway has finally apologized for comments that he made in 2007. When asked in an interview what he thought about gay players joining the team, he said, quote, "Well, you know, I hate gay people, so I let it be known. I don't like gay people. I don't like to be around gay people. I am homophobic. I don't like it. It shouldn't be in the world or in the United States," end quote. Whew. All right. Over the years, he's shown his evolution on the topic, supporting teammates who have come out. In a recent interview with the San Francisco Chronicle, he said that his homophobia had been based on his religious upbringing and that he has grown beyond it. Okay, take that all in, Frank. What are we all talking about? Tim Hardaway apologizing for some shit he said, I can't count, 1, 2, 3, 15 years ago.
Right? I think this is an excuse for him to keep a fan base, to stay popular, to look good in the public's eye. If he ever did.
You don't think he really believes
No, I think he should get hit by a truck.
Dios mío, you just hurt Tim Hardaway, my lord. He, as a black man, you know, a lot of black folk are brought up with this religious, like this deep religious understanding that just gay people have no place. And I could understand him growing up in this way, but I mean, he was mature enough to seek out the truth back when he was with the Miami Heat. You know, I mean, now he's retired. Like you said, now he's retired, but he needs to keep a fan base to have some kind of a job. Like if ESPN would hire him to be one of the sportscasters, they're owned by Disney. They're not going to hire somebody that's got so much hate in their past.
No.
So maybe this is him kind of cleaning up.
Or trying to.
Yeah. But people do evolve, Frank.
Well, we do evolve, you know. I mean, people do evolve, you know, but somebody who makes a statement that blatant.
And that nasty.
I mean, that's like saying that you hate people.
But that's basically what he said.
That's a generalization on anything. I mean, you just can't do that.
No.
I couldn't do that.
No, and I think that the world is more woke in some degree that, like, again, him cleaning up his side of the street is probably just because he's afraid of not getting
popularity,
the job, the gigs, you know, gay people like sports.
Right.
I mean, not this gay person, but
well,
do you like
know,
sports?
Some
like
wrestling, gymnastics, ice skating.
Frank likes anything that involves two men half naked,
no.
slapping each other around.
Not that thing, but I have to tell you, I was in the sports. I was a wrestler, but that's only because I was a ballet dancer. My mother loved it. My father hated it.
Okay.
So I had to do something to please my father. So I became a wrestler, and I was on the varsity team.
And were
because
you good?
I was a ballet dancer, my core muscles were so strong that nobody could get out of my grip, and I was so flexible that nobody could keep me in theirs.
I love that. So that's how you get dates. Didn't you all just imagine Frank right now taking the other
Right, just imagine your head
Stay
between my
there.
legs and I'm squeezing
But
tightly.
I don't know, most of the boys that I know would love that.
Mhm.
For a good time, call Frank. Next, Dolly Parton is a national treasure. Anyone who says otherwise is just wrong, and I will kill you right now because Dolly Parton is incredible.
Puppy Love was my very first record, and 6 decades later, my love for pets is stronger than ever. This inspired me to start my own line of Doggy Parton apparel, accessories, toys, and more with the little Dolly flair. Now, part of the proceeds will support Willoughby Farms, a rescue where animals in need find never-ending love. Don't we all need that?
Anyway, now she's moving from making music to something near and dear to my heart. Dogs! Right, Luna?
Luna!
We just had like 15
Come
tweets.
here.
So she's like, what?
Do you want
Come
that?
here.
Do you want boobies?
So she's releasing a new line of puppy clothing and toys called Doggy Parton. And I can't wait to get a Doggy Parton wig for Padme, my dog. So they're going to have cute clothes, but a portion of all the proceeds go to Willoughby Farms, a Nashville area animal rescue. You called her, so now you got to get all the love.
No, I know. I got all the love.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Hi, Mama. I
She's such a
love
good
you.
girl.
So I'm going to get Luna the wig. I want her to, she's going to eat your face. Eat Frank's face. Eat my face. Eat my face. Eat my face. All right, hold on. Please hold for a brief moment as you just watch Luna eat my face. Mwah, I love you. Mwah, I love you. I love you. Do you want some Doggy Parton clothes? You do, right? Right? I'm going to get you like the hat or something. Yeah. No, you don't want the hat. You want the wig.
No, she
you
wants
want
the
the boobs, the chest plate.
Yes.
So one of the cute dresses literally has a boob plate in it, Frank, where you see the boobs and the guitar, and it's like and it's like the harness for the dog. Like
From what I understand, I think there's a wig that comes along with it.
I think there's one for humans that you have got. What do we love about this? Dolly Parton, I don't care. I mean, she could fart in a bottle and I'd buy the perfume if that was what she was going to sell.
Exactly. What's not to love about Dolly Parton?
Oh, but you know, like, I'm afraid too for her. Like, there's been so many deaths and so many things going on lately that I think that they should just protect her like a national treasure and like don't
What
let
are
her
we
go
gonna do,
anywhere.
freeze her?
It
Put
works
her
for
in
Disney,
cryo?
maybe. I don't
We'll put
know.
Dolly Parton in cryo and save her forever.
Or just her boobs. We put her boobs in cryo and then I could use them like in the future.
Well, her
somehow.
music will live forever,
Oh, you know that I met her and she's like 4'0" nothing.
right?
Like I'm 5'11" and a half. She's got to be like 4'11" or 4'10". Like
Wow.
she literally,
Yeah, she's tiny.
like I wanted to put her boobs in my pocket. I love her. Anyway, I'm gonna get some of this stuff for your spoiled dogs. LGBTQ plus folks, we love our dogs. Nobody spoils dogs more than we do. It's the actual truth. And I have a feeling this is gonna sell out. So get your stuff. I think they even have it on Amazon now. So go get some. And it's all for a good cause. It also helps that animal shelter. So make sure that you go and sell her out. All right. All right. Next, best-selling romance novelist Nora Roberts knows a thing or two about adult books. She has written more than 225 romance novels and sold more than 500 million books. When the Patmos Library in Michigan was defunded by the city council for carrying a graphic novel called Genderqueer for being too sexual, many people stepped in to donate. One of those people was Nora Roberts herself, donating 50 grand to the cause, which is the limit on the GoFundMe donations. So the library holds 144 of her very sexual titles, and only 90 books containing any LGBTQ plus content are referenced. She said, quote, "Libraries are treasures, opening the door to books and stories for all. Librarians to me are the guardians of those stories. I find the idea of librarians who offer community services beyond reading, facing threats and attacks, a community library facing defunding, both appalling and sad. It's an honor for me to stand up for the Patmos Library and its staff," end quote. What are we all talking about? What do you think about this?
Well, I think that it's very unfortunate. I mean, first of all, it's so communistic, right? I mean, they're like segregating and telling you what you can and what you cannot read. And, think about all of the young people that are struggling right now that have nothing to identify with.
Yeah.
That think that they're sinning or that they're gonna
different, or they're gonna go to
or they're
hell.
crazy, or they're gonna go to hell, or they're just not worth living.
Yeah.
I mean, the suicidal rate is just terrible. With
And it's going to get worse. And it's going to get, with stuff like this, telling a kid.
Well, the thing is that, at least if they were accessible, someone that was struggling with something that they had no one to talk to about, at least could go to the library and take out a book and read about it.
Yep, I did. As
And
a kid.
identify.
I did. It was I think it was special interest or something. It was like a weird it was a weird bookshelf, but I knew where it was. You know what I mean? And it was just like, I think the Black Bible or the Satanic Bible was there too. I mean, this is the truth. This is the 90s in a library in Jersey. It is what it is. Yeah. And, but I remember going and just looking for a book, anything that had a lesbian character, because I felt so different from everyone.
Exactly.
But more so, I thought I was nuts. I thought there was something mentally wrong with me. And to be able to read somewhere else that I wasn't and somebody else felt the same way gave me that glimmer of hope, right? That I wasn't cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, that I was just a big old dyke.
Well, I'm gonna put something a little bit like cuter on that because you don't look like a big old dyke. But then really, what does a big old dyke look like, right?
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's true.
I mean,
to each their
there
own.
are names for what? For labels, for everything, for this, that, them, they, he, she, what, whatever. It all comes down to this. We need to be comfortable in our skin. Mm. We need to be able to own who we are and be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no matter what that looks like.
And so by limiting what we can read is not the answer.
At all. And go Nora Roberts for donating that 50 G's. Now this library will be able to be open till the end of next year. Now what happens after that, who freaking knows? But
we'll talk about that.
But we'll talk about when that happens. But this is what the kids are dealing with here in Florida as well. They pulled out a book from Jazz Jennings, I think her last name is, right? And her book is I Am Jazz. And it was just a beautiful story about her journey through her transition. It's not sex. There's no sex in it. It's not that kind of a book, but they took it out. They also took out a book from Maya Angelou. They're just like, nope, you don't get to read that. You don't get to see what history was about.
Again, I have to think about our youth. A very, very dear friend of me, I won't mention any names, but her daughter came out at 11 years old and said, Mom, I'm not a girl. I'm a boy. And if it weren't for jazz, that little person would not have anything to identify with. If it wasn't for the jazz story, there was something that she could relate to.
And even the mom relate to. Seeing how the family dealt with jazz, the family that was able to go, okay, where do I go from here? Because this is a new topic for the whole family.
As it turned out, the kid was able to meet jazz.
No way.
Seriously.
You just gave me goosebumps.
Seriously.
That is so cool. And that probably changed the kid's life right there.
Immensely.
Wow. It let them know that they weren't alone.
And they're okay.
And that they're okay.
And they can be them.
Well, Jazz, we love you. Look, you're helping children everywhere you go. And books like this should not be taken out of our libraries. We need to do more. Finally, the Marvel movies have been selling out theaters for the past few years, but the comics are still extremely popular as well. In the Spider-Man comics, they have been exploring different Spider-Man versions from different realities. So now they've unveiled the first gay version of Spider-Man, known as Web Weaver. He's a fashion designer, of course, who works for scientist Janet Van Dyne, who's also known as the Wasp. The new gay version is sassy, flashy, and rocks his stylish version of the outfit on the runway while dragging a villain behind him. Work! What are we all talking about? Who did you tell me that this new Superman Spider-Man looks like?
I have to say this. I love this person dearly. He is probably one of my best friends. We've been together as friends since I moved here in 2005. It's Kitty Meow.
It does look like Kitty Meow.
It's Kitty Meow.
Kitty's gonna go, girl.
Oh, they took Kitty Meow and they turned her, him, he, she, them, they, whatever, into Spider-Man.
And it does, Kitty, it just looks like you. It does look like you, girl. I love that they're exploring these alternate universes, where Spider-Man could be gay. Why not?
I love it too. It was a little confusing for me at first, but that's because I'm dumb.
You're not dumb. Listen, honey, our LGBTQ plus world has changed so much in the last 20 years. Yeah. Okay. And if you were busy getting sober like you were, if you were busy entertaining the masses in your ballet career, maybe you didn't have a chance to sit down and learn, okay, what is going on new with my community? Well, you're never too late. It's never too late to learn anything.
Yeah.
Especially in our community.
I think just talking about the different universes, it's like, we can all vibrate on a different level,
And Spider-Man can too. I love the outfit. I love the concept. I'm all for it.
And the makeup.
Look, and the makeup is everything. Very Kitty Meow. And for folks that they're taking those books out of your libraries, get this comic book. Buy it online. Use your mom's credit card. Yeah, I said that. It is what it is. The FayWhat Show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 36 years, and Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we're a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. And educating the LGBTQ plus community in Florida about what's going on in the area isn't always easy. Florida's presidential candidate, Ron DeSantis, calls it Don't Say Gay. Fox News and Tucker Carlson call it the secret gay agenda. We don't care what they think, so we're taking them both back. Let's play with our great South Florida events in our own The Gay Agenda. So first, recently, I got to go to the Girls, Gays, and Days prom. I had so much fun. Well, this Saturday at 8 p.m., the whole community is invited to the Girls, Gays, and Days Speed Friending with drag performances, burlesque, and music by DJ Zeno. I love you, girl. It's a great way to meet other individuals for friendship. The event's going to be held at lesbian-owned The Deck on 13th in Fort Lauderdale. I love The Deck on 13th. Super cute little area. They always have like food trucks and really cool music. And if Zeno is spinning, you know it's going to be really good music. So tickets are available at the door or online. Go to happeningout.com, select the Gay Agenda, and search Friending for more. What do we love about this?
We love the fact that this is happening. I mean, I myself, being out there and a performer, being, in the entertainment industry, you would think that, oh, well, he has no problem meeting people. But I do.
Really?
I'm like a social...
Shy.
Shy.
But I've seen you on so many great stages. We did Julian's Reverse Quinceañera, Posing for a Cause, where you killed it when you were on stage with your horns and everything. We're going to put a picture for you folks so you can see it. At the Eagle, you're one of their dancers. You're always just there moving, doing your thing. I've gotten flogged there many times. You don't look shy at any of these two instances. You're laying in bed with me naked right now, in bed. Like, how is it that you have an issue making friends?
Because I get to be something that maybe I can create, a character, a persona, something that I know is going to be appealing or attractive. That's not me. Personally.
It's like your alter ego.
It's like my alter ego. Yeah, it is. It is, and fantasy as well.
I love that.
Yeah, I get to recreate my fantasies and make them a reality that way. But for me to potentially go out to a club or to an event and walk up to somebody that I don't know and start a conversation.
That's not like you. No.
You'll have to come to me first, and if you're talking about something I have no idea what you're talking about, I'll just smile.
I tuned you out already, and I'm already thinking about my next Amazon Fresh order. Wait a minute. What do I have to order? How did I get here? How do I get out of here? Right. Well, that's why this is a good event for you then. Okay, so I remember hosting a speed dating event years ago, and speed dating was basically they had 20 people signed up or whatever it is, and then they put 10 people in front of each other, and they have a timer, and for 3 minutes you get to talk to that person, and then beep. Then you have to, then one of the two people switches on to the next one. Then you have 3 minutes with that person. And at the end, you circle the people that you liked, and then your phone number is given to that person. And then you get to go and have a nice night. For this, it'll be, I guess, something similar, but you'll make some friends.
And it's fun. It's like a game.
Yeah.
It's like a board game.
Well, you might get some interesting people, but you might get some, people playing a role, and maybe they're just like, oh, I'm gonna be like the biggest dick on this right now, and everybody's gonna go next,
right?
Next, I don't know. Right. I think the whole concept is fun, and like you were saying before the show, in a safe place.
Yes.
And I think that's number one. Right. And we're both sober, so it's not that you work at clubs, I work at clubs, but it's not our main source of entertainment. Like for our entertainment, right. For our fun, right. And so this Deck 13 is something outdoors. Right. It's not a club, I think it's something different for those of us that need different. Yeah,
but it puts you in a place where you can participate without having to initiate yourself.
Yes.
You're given a guideline.
Yep.
Some sort of structure.
Rules. Yep. Okay, so I will be there. I think I have space for 2 more friends.
I'll be with you.
Okay, I have space for 1 more friend.
Come on, guys.
Next, on October 8th, Unity Coalition, Coalición Unida, Celebrate Orgullo is coming up, and they present TropiGALA, BC, a formal affair. The BC celebrates Latin America before Castro, before communism, and before cell phones. Enjoy a star-filled night of music, dance, performances, top-shelf Bacardi open bar, hors d'oeuvres, indoor and outdoor festivities, international DJs, divas, and a whole lot more. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search TropiGALA for more. What do we love about this?
Well, I can tell you this. If it's pre-Castro, let's talk romance.
I love that.
Let's talk about Latin love and passion.
Ooh, I love that.
You know, let's talk about the frills and the dresses and all of that.
Oh, and like the flapper kind of stuff?
Oh,
yes?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
my God, now you're making my mind think about what I'm going to wear to this event. I see like a long cigarette, a fake one because I don't like cigarettes, but like, you know, like one of those long ones, like the long black one.
Absolutely,
Like that just,
absolutely.
and then just have something like on
And
your
lots of, like,
head.
moving
And lots of
diamonds.
moving
Yes.
dresses or
Yes.
something. Oh, well, Celebrate Orgullo is an awesome time. I have worked for them. I have been on their board. You have performed also at their events, and it's a week long. I mean, it's like something for everyone, from like drag buses to drag shows to a drive-in to TropiGALA, which is their formal affair. They have something for everyone. So if you go to celebrateorgullo.com, you will find something.org. You will find something there for you for sure. And this is just like the most awesome event of it all. You get to dress up and have a fabulous time, enjoy some yummy food, and be around some incredible people.
And create your own character.
And create your own character. Like, create it before you get there, you know? Yeah. I love Celebrate Orgullo, and I love Unity Coalition because they really do support our LGBTQ plus community, but more so, they really do support the indigenous community. They support our black and brown brothers and sisters, and I love them for this. There's not another organization like them, and they really do take the Celebrate Orgullo and take it to the next level every single year. I think they've been doing it for like 20 years or
It's
something
been a
like
while.
that,
Yeah.
right?
And it's fun.
Oh, so
It's a lot of fun.
Herb, I love you, and Mr. John Buckley, I love you as well. All you guys are going to be incredible. We'll definitely be there to support. And TropiGALA, I love that.
TropiGALA.
It sounds like an
It's
old
gonna be-
Cuban club, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like
Right?
El Tucan.
El Tucan. Yeah. Azúcar.
Azúcar.
No, that's just here now. All right. Next, Hamburger Mary's is known for its fierce drag queens, but they also have male performers. In honor of them, this Wednesday, Hamburger Mary's in Wilton Manors is holding the first ever Mr. Mary's pageant. The winner will be awarded a fierce crown, a sash, $500 in cash, and a $500 gift card. Plus, get monthly bookings at Hamburger Mary's, so you're going to be making loot for a couple of months. Seating is at 6 p.m. and the competition starts promptly at 7 p.m., all right? And I have asked Jasmine. She tells me that they're going to start promptly at 7. Because I was like, oh, promptly at 7, so that means you're going to start at 9 like most pageants? She was like, no, girl, we are starting on time. So if you want to compete, make sure that you contact Jasmine Price Lords, and it's free to enter. Most pageants, you have to pay an entry fee. So show up and show your best. You might be the first. Sorry, you will be the first Mr. Mary's. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search Mr. Mary for more. What do we love about this, Frank?
Well, let's see. Usually pageants are beauty pageants, drag pageants. This is a male pageant. It's giving men the opportunity to be them, whether it be showing their feminine side, showing their masculine side, if they want to wear leather, if they want to wear sequins, if they want to sparkle, whatever. But I understand that it will have its regular categories. There will be talent, there will be questioning.
There will be swimsuit, there will be all of that.
All of that. And I think it's wonderful. I think, here we are. Today, it should be happening today. I mean, we have all of these things where we need to identify with whomever, whatever we are. And this is a good opportunity for our male pageantry to,
Yes.
take a step forward.
Look, there's this gorgeous man that he's a friend of the network, and his name is Raul Vegas,
Beautiful.
right? Yeah. And I have seen him from afar for quite a few years, and he's just gorgeous, okay? And what he presents on that stage, it's like, girl, you did not just put that together, okay? Like, that was like some thought, and it's just like, and just his animal magnetism, when he gets on stage, it's like everything just stops, the music stops, and he's just...
Yeah.
And then you just stare at him for like a minute.
I'd like to just mention one thing. You know, I'm the go-go daddy at the Eagle.
Go-go daddy.
And I got a really wonderful little text from a customer who follows me on Instagram. And it was in celebration of me inspiring them to not only be, well, you know that the Eagle is a leather fetish bar, and you know, it has, the Eagle. Yes, love the Eagle. And basically people are there, they take off their shirts, they wear harnesses, it's a leather denim place. But I, as a go-go dancer, can be a little bit more flamboyant, especially when there are certain events and such. You know, I'll wear pasties, you know, I'll put something sparkling on, I'll wear a
cool little bustier, something like that. Yeah,
sometimes
I love your outfits.
Yeah. And so I've got this little text stating that how inspiring it was for him to see me as a masculine individual in touch with my feminine side and not being afraid to perform on that level.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that you need to bring both sides like you do so effortlessly, because I think people that are mainly male, like or are male presenting, like oh, I can't be feminine. I can't be a little flamboyant. No, that's not true. You can be a little both.
I love that.
And I think you need those two elements to win a pageant like Mr. Mary for the first time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's a full package, and you have to be secure with who's up there dancing for the folks.
Right.
And you do that.
I do that.
You do that. You do that. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Next, there aren't many places in town where drag and burlesque combine in an erotic, over-the-top show featuring some of the top artists in South Florida. On Fridays, you can find that kind of show at the Outcasts Show at George's Alibi Monkey Bar, hosted by Nikki Monet and with amazing talent like Sin Silva, Lana Summers, happy birthday girl, and our very own Damian Lenore. It's a different kind of Friday night show, so go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search Outcasts for more. What do we love about this? This is like Damien's baby. Okay. He loves this show.
Do you want to know what I love about this?
Tell me.
Damian Lenore.
Oh, God.
That's what I love about this.
Well, you're super close to him. Like, does it really take him that long to put those outfits and those sets together?
He is one artist that makes everything that he uses. He makes his fans. He makes his costumes. He does his own makeup. He's just insanely talented.
Wow. Like I called him one day to do something. I was like, oh, let's go somewhere, right? And he's like, oh, I'm pasting peacock feathers to a bottom or something. And by a bottom, I don't mean to a bottom boy. I meant to like, you know, some bottom stuff. And I was like, are you serious? This is what you're doing? It's going to take me all night. I have to put them in individually. He started explaining some crafty shit that I'm not crafty, so I had no idea what he was saying. But I didn't know. I thought he just bought his shit like many people just buy their outfits. He makes
his stuff, and he makes them well. He's also given me a few of the of things that he's made for me. I love him so much. Not only is he my best friend, but he considers me his contemporary, which is an honor.
I love that.
Yeah.
He loves you a lot.
It's an honor. It's an honor. And I'm glad to be sitting here next to Miss FayWhat, standing in for Mr. Damian Lenore.
Yes. And so, if you have a chance to go Fridays to see the Outcast Show at George's Alibi, do it, because it is a lot of fun. They put a lot of effort and time into it.
It's a good show.
And bringing male performers out. I love the burlesque aspect about it. I mean, it brings it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
You know, like George's Alibi has drag queens on many nights. And this just, you know, it's different. It's part of our community. It really is us.
Well, I love the fact that our community is now embracing burlesque.
Yes.
Period. Not just male. I mean, the male figure in burlesque is really coming to top of the line now. Yeah. It's happening.
Well, and that's because of folks like you and Damien.
Yeah.
You need to know that. Yeah. The more that you're out there, the more that you get people like that IG that somebody sent you, you know, you're making a difference.
It's nice. It's nice to have places like Alibi that will support that.
Yeah. Thank you to Alibi.
And the Outcast Show.
So finally, every 2 years, ONYX presents a weekend of kink, community, and acceptance known as Blackout. The first Blackout was back in 1995, and the 27th anniversary event will be hosted by our local ONYX Deep South on October 6th through the 10th. With classes, a yacht party, dungeon party, community outings, and more, there is something for everyone, and everyone is welcome. Blackout is open to everyone. ONYX welcomes not only members, but friends, allies, and supporters, and anyone who's willing to embrace them. Literally anyone, regardless of race, gender expression, sexuality, age, or other demographics. So for a beautiful, if brief moment, every 2 years, Blackout creates and sustains a space where racism, transphobia, misogyny, and other forms of discrimination do not exist. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search Blackout for more. What do we love about this?
I can think of a lot of things.
Kink, whip me. Whip me now.
There's a way to do it so that, there's a fine line between pleasure and pain,
Yeah, and sometimes pain feels like pleasure
Sometimes.
a second after.
Sometimes.
And sometimes it doesn't.
Especially when it burns and you put some ice on it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love the ONYX family. Elimination ONYX is one of my cool friends, and he's also on another show that I do. And he is slowly bringing me into the kink community, into the leather community, because I'm super interested. And we make these stories up in our minds. They're not going to accept me. They're going to look at me wrong. They're not going to be nice to me. And this is so not true. Our community has so many little hidden communities in it that are there for you to explore.
Absolutely. And the thing too, it's not all about S&M.
No.
It's about creating this character of how you want to present yourself, how you want to carry yourself, what you believe in. It's honoring yourself and what you are.
And what you are in a safe space. And again, for a couple of hours, you don't have to deal with all the crazy of the world.
Right.
I love that. And they're making it a point.
And be with people who believe in the same thing you do.
Yes.
And that's community.
That's community right there. Okay, Elimination ONYX, I love you and your family. I'm so glad that you brought back Blackout, and congratulations on another year. All right. So you can see rich content on all these events at happeningout.com and click the gay agenda in the menu. That is what we will all be talking about this week and the events that we want to attend. I gotta thank Frank Campisano.
You said it right.
I said it, Campisano. It's because I love Italy and I love Italians, and now I'm even more in love with Frank than ever. Thank you so much for being in bed with me today. What do you have going on this week that our viewers should know about?
Well, actually, not this week, but next week.
Yeah.
I will be starting. I dance with the only LGBTQ out dance company, professional contemporary dance company in the United States.
Ooh.
Called the Pioneer Winter Collective.
Oh my God, I love Pioneer Winter. Oh my God, I love him. And he's got two big Akitas, or big, are they Akitas or the other one?
Not Akitas.
They look like Akitas.
They're blue eyes. Black and gray.
What?
Huskies.
Huskies. Huskies. Oh my God,
Beautiful.
I love Carla Croqueta was also in one of his shows recently.
Yes.
And that man is so beyond talented.
Yeah, we did Birds of Paradise.
Frank, Birds of Paradise. Folks, if you don't get to see Birds of Paradise, look it up. There's got to be a video somewhere. I think they took away my phone when I went, but it is incredible. Birds of Paradise, look it up. I did.
Okay.
Oh my God. And my God.
Well, what we have coming up now, he did a phase 2 of Birds of Paradise. The first one I was in, we premiered at the Adrian Arts Center, which was an honor.
Love it.
We were also the artists in residence there, which was just amazing to be in that space in these giant studios and able to create work that, really, Pioneer is a genius. And he is all for the community. I was not invited to perform in the second phase, but I was given the opportunity to go into the community to create a form and bring awareness to the arts.
I love that.
Through the Pioneer Winter Collective, and it was free. So I decided to give a series of 13 classes. Dance classes to the community without any experience. You didn't have to have any experience whatsoever, but just to come in and lose yourself for an hour and a half, 2 hours and move. And, tell a story through movement.
Yes,
I
love that.
But now we are starting on September 22nd.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 4 days again at the Adrian Arts Center for the Performing Arts as we start to create our new work called DJ Apollo.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I can't tell you much about this.
Okay, no problem. But if we follow you on social media, will you be able to? Will we be able to see it there?
Absolutely.
Oh God, listen, I love Pioneer. I love Birds of Paradise. I was even big shout out to Raven. Raven was also in one of the last ones, and she was incredible.
Yeah.
You guys kicked ass. All right, so if there's Yeah, make sure you follow Frank, because I think that's just incredible that he's going to bring his incredible ballet talent, his background that you have been dedicated to for decades, and bringing it to the LGBTQ plus community. Thank you for that, Frank. And next time Damien's on vacation, I expect you in bed with me.
I hope so.
All right.
I hope I did a good job.
You did a great job.
Was it good?
Yes, we're not done. We're still on. So keep smiling.
Let's keep going.
Give me a kiss, Frank. I'm throwing you out of bed now. I want to thank Frank for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember, make sure to follow him on Instagram at BodyDancer10. I know how hard it is for you to get up in the morning because gay boys sleep late. So, did you know Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square? That also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast our Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 at 10:30 a.m.
Hi, I'm Matthew Darren, former American Idol contestant and singer-songwriter, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
At the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ plus community. So here at the FayWhat show, we love to interview interesting people. And for me, it's even more so when I get to interview a friend, right? And I've got a really good friend of mine in bed with me today. Her name is Sarah. Her name is Sarah Malega, and she's a successful business owner, community activist, and now city commissioner. As a prolific volunteer, coordinator, and voice for the LGBTQ plus community, she has made her mark for sure. Sarah and her beautiful wife, who I adore, Miss Dawn, opened the city of Lake Worth's first fitness facility, the Zoo Health Club of Lake Worth. And SFGN named the Zoo Gym of the Year 4 years in a row. And I have a feeling it might be 5 years in a row coming up for Palm Beach County. So making positive changes, not just in her community, but in people's lives she has touched through her businesses, volunteering, and community involvement is the focus of Sarah's life. Midterm elections just came and went, Miss Sarah. Anyway, welcome to the FayWhat show. I'm so happy to have you in bed with me again, honey.
I am so happy to be in bed with you.
And I
know
am
that sounds
loving
weird.
the PJs, right?
Thank you. I borrowed these from Dawn because I sleep in the nude and I didn't think that was appropriate. So here I am in my wife's pajamas and I'm putting it all out there. It is true that I borrowed them from my wife.
I love that.
Midterms.
What
a
so
shit show.
midterms, the turnout was lackluster.
It was very
to say the
lackluster.
least.
We were under 150,000 in Palm Beach County,
Wow.
which was beyond heartbreaking. And we did so much work to drag out the vote and to get people to switch from independent to registering to be a Democrat. To see that downfall is just, it's heartbreaking. You know, especially as a candidate and somebody who's in it, I know the work that goes into going out and knocking on doors and raising the money and going. It's sad.
Yeah.
It really is. It's sad that we can't get people to understand how important it is.
And why do we feel like we're like in the middle of the Hunger Games, right?
The
Don't
Hunger
we
Games.
feel like we're in the middle of the Hunger
Yes,
Games
and
right now
it's-
with everything going on?
Survival of the fittest, right? And that's really what I feel is happening is we're being pitted against each other. And that's why the LGBTQ plus community has to stick together.
Yeah.
Because on the Hunger Games, it's going to be us fighting for all of our rights, not just giving in, you know?
We can't give in. We can't give in.
not an
I mean,
option.
a couple of months ago when Roe v. Wade was overturned, were you flabbergasted just like me?
I was devastated.
Like, I felt like somebody punched me right in the twat. And I did just say twat. I did.
Say twat. You know, here's what's hard for me is as a foster parent, I know how many kids end up in foster care because they're born into homes that don't know how to be parents and don't have the tools or the money. When I saw this, my first reaction was, oh my God, foster homes are going to be flooded. We're going to have even more children needing loving homes because they're going to be born into homes where they're not wanted.
Yeah.
And that's sad. So my ask is, are all these Republicans going to step up and be foster parents and take care of these kids?
Are you Republicans?
Are you going to build your homes bigger to accommodate these kids? And that's what's really sad is taking somebody's choice away that will affect the rest of their life.
Yeah, completely.
You saw that 17-year-old girl last week that went to court
Okay.
and fought to be able to make her own decision. And she said, I am not mentally prepared to be a parent. And the judge said, you're not mentally prepared to make that decision.
But you're mentally prepared to carry
a
a
mom.
child and be a mom. I mean, being a mom has to be the hardest job on the planet, you know, and also the most fulfilling. I mean, I could, you know, I'm not a mom, I'm a stepmom. My wife is a mom to 2 incredible children. And I see that there are days that she's not happy if they're not happy. And that is kind of the mom's role.
That's it.
And if you're not ready, like, Sarah, I kind of always knew I didn't want children, you know, and, you know, and
bless you for knowing that.
and
Like
being
in your
aware
sense
of it.
self,
I
right.
wasn't my, you know, and you know, I'm not going to say I have shame with the fact that I myself had 2 abortions, right? And I knew that I was not going to be a good parent. I was in the awful realms of my addiction. I was actively drinking. I did not see myself as a parent, and I did not even understand how to even begin to take care of another living thing when I couldn't take care of myself.
Absolutely. But you had the wherewithal to know that. And there are so many people who don't have that wherewithal. And if they do, they should be able to make that decision
On their own,
It's not
yes.
my choice. It's not your choice. I am pro-choice. And as a Christian, people think that's crazy. I don't believe in making decisions for people. And you have to know in your heart of heart that it's the right time. This child's going to come into a good, loving home and a safe home.
Yeah.
But you are a mom. If you're a stepmom, you're a mom.
Oh, I'm a mom.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
100%.
No,
you
I'll-
might not have birthed them, but just like being a foster parent, you love, you protect, you will go to the deaths
Of
for
course.
those children.
Of course.
And that's really what this is about. It's, you know, I feel that now we need to protect these young kids who don't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's being ripped from them.
It really is.
And again, it's a straight white male making decisions for the greater masses, and that's not right.
How long is that going to be that way, Sarah? Like, you know, we were talking about somebody that we both love and adore, Miss Nikki Fried,
Yes.
right? And she came out with 35% of the vote, which was obviously not enough. And I had many people ask me, like, hey, who should I be voting for? Who is LGBTQ friendly? Who has our backs? Blah, blah, blah. And for many, their response was, we want to vote for Nikki, but we don't think that she can fight that awful, human, despicable piece of crap that is our governor right now.
But what people didn't realize is that she's been fighting him every day in office, right? She works next to him.
She knows his shit.
She knew his personality. She knew she was actually keeping the enemy close, right? That's kind of what was where I looked at it. But the bigger thing is when are we going to change that mindset and say, okay, they may not win this time, but we've got to get them to the finish line. Just like Hillary Clinton, you know, just like Val Demings, we've got to get behind the right candidate, regardless of who their opposing candidate is.
Yeah.
And once we have that paradigm mind shift, I think we're really going to move the needle. Because I ran against a very Republican, very straight white male who had been in office for 12 years, who was a bully. And I lost the first time. And to come back and run against him 3 years later, everybody thought it was crazy. But I won the second time by 1,200 votes.
Woohoo, that's
So
my
it just,
girl.
it took me getting there and then people seeing that I wasn't going to give up. And then those people saying, but can she beat him? To really put their money and time behind me. And that's what we have to do with every candidate. You've got to say, you know what? If we get 80% and we switch them, all right, now we're at 45%, right? You got to switch them slowly. And that's really where the mindset is. I couldn't vote for Charlie Crist. I didn't back him. I am a huge Nikki Fried supporter because she's never wavered. And I'm a firm believer in your morals and who you are don't change based on the climate of the political world.
You're so right, Miss Sarah. And a big shout out to Nikki Fried. You are just an incredible human. When Roe v. Wade was overturned and we were in Miami marching with bands off our bodies, she was there and right next to me with a bullhorn. I mean, she is just a badass. Now, from what you just said, what got me was never give up, keep on coming back, you know? God, Hillary ran how many times, you know? And the first time was like, what? She's crazy. What is she talking about? Then, you know, the next time it was against you know who. And God, you think she'll come back again?
I don't think she will, but I think that what happens often is you'll see people who don't win, who get put into a position for their next step, right? Like Liz Cheney, who just lost, unfortunately, because she was Republican, was actually on our side. So she's getting ready for her next step. I don't think that Hillary would ever run again just because of age and timing and the climate, but I do think that Nikki will come back. I think that we're going to see Nikki come back stronger and better, and you're not going to see her go away.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I met Nikki Fried was in the middle of a natural disaster up in the Panhandle, and we were getting water together. And this is before she even won AG. This is before she was even in office, and we were slinging boxes of water in 100-degree weather together. Oof. And that's how I knew, okay, this girl's grit. Like, she's got it. You know? So I don't think she'll go away.
I hope not.
I think that she'll find a new place.
I hope not, because like we were talking about before the segment, a lot of people are tired, Sarah. You know,
tired.
like, I believe it. You're constantly fighting. You wake up, you breathe, you're like, LGBT, let's go. Who do we help? What do we have to do? You know, and they tell us to keep shining, keep telling our stories, keep reaching out there. But it gets freaking exhausting. And then you start feeling like no one's listening.
They are listening, because look at the kids, right? Look at the younger generation. They're doing the walkouts. They're screaming at the top of their lungs. They're getting involved with politics. They're the ones who are taking the baton now across the finish line for us. So even though we're getting tired, we have to know there's younger generations that are looking us to keep them fueled, to keep them going in the race. And that, to me, is the important factor, is making sure that the younger generation knows that we may be tired.
Yeah,
you know, I'm 40 plus. We'll leave it at that.
I have a lot of Botox.
Yes, I'm 40 plus. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm approaching towards the other way right now. But to know where I was in my 20s and the people that gave me that fuel, I want to be able to continue to give that fuel to the younger generation.
Oh yeah, we're not giving up.
I'm not giving up.
We're
Listen,
not giving up.
I'll write the check. I'll do whatever it takes. But you know, doing the actual groundwork is what is important. You know, the marching.
Yeah.
You know, the putting actions to words, not just saying we're sick of it, but actually doing stuff about it.
Yeah. Has school started up in Lake Worth?
School has started.
And so how are things with the children after Don't Say Gay passed? And, you know, we do a lot of stories on Queer News Tonight about teachers that, not being able to be their true authentic selves, have left their jobs. Have just said like, hey, and these are the teachers that we had as kids that helped us be our true authentic selves. And, you know, I did a story the other day about teachers having to take the safe space stickers off their doors.
Yep. It's insane. Now we're telling kids that it's shameful whatever's happening in your home. Now you're taking a safe space for kids away. And at the same time, you're running our teachers, who we desperately need. You know, this administration talks so much about everything the good that they've done, but we have the lowest functioning public schools in North America.
Ooh, wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
The lowest functioning public schools in North America. And so it's disheartening, but what we've done in our city is we've taken it and we've gone, okay, how do we help? So we have a great city library. We have the little free library programs. We have over 100 little free libraries throughout our city. Any book can go in those places.
Any book. So even the LGBTQ plus books that they have banned from a ton.
Any book, any language, as long as it's not R-rated, can go into our libraries, can go into the little free libraries. And we've actually, our library just got, it's called Lit City now. It's a board game that they've created. So we're really encouraging kids to read and to read what they want to read.
Yeah.
We're not restricting. So even though the schools are, we're trying to find a way around it.
I love that.
Because that's what you have to do.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. Do you think that the Republicans are more organized? Do you think that is why they're getting more seen and they're getting these awful, awful bills passed?
I don't think that they're more organized. I think that there's bigger dollars behind them. And I think that there's and sometimes evil always conquers good. And when you're coming from a place of good, it's just who you are. And I think that hate fuels a lot of it. And that's where I think they get a lot of their drive from, is just the pure unintentional hate.
Yeah.
That just, it's like, how did you become so mean and evil? Like that, you know, look at road rage. It's proof.
Yeah.
You know, when you come from hate, there is no end to what you'll do. But when you're coming from a place of peace or love, you don't even think outside that box.
Yeah.
You know, like we talked about, I'm a hard Dem and I'm getting Republican ads. I'm like, you guys are wasting your
You're
money.
wasting your
like,
money
what
on
are
us.
you doing? Like, are you kidding me? Who's doing your data research? Do you know who I am? And they're just casting the net wide at this point to see if they can pick up that one or two extra people. It turns, that's how they win.
Yeah, and how they portray it is how they get you.
How they
so just
package
how they package it, how they get you. Oh, we're protecting your children. Oh, we want to make sure that the parents have their rights. It's all a bunch of BS, Sarah.
100%
How they package that shit. It's
Well, look what they're doing with Val Demings now. Now they're going and saying she wants to defund the police. This is the very woman who was on the front lines for 20 plus years in
saying
Orlando.
that that's not what she wanted. Saying that she showed up every day to work,
Correct.
unlike her, you know, that man that we won't name also.
We won't even give him name credit. Not doing it.
Not doing it.
Not doing it.
Somebody else that I don't want to give name credit, but I'm gonna mention him anyway, is Clarence Thomas. when Roe v. Wade happened, he basically, the words that came out his mouth were LGBTQ, we're coming after you next, and not so many words.
Which is interesting, knowing that he's married to a white woman.
Wait, wasn't that against the law like a million years ago?
No, like in the 50s. In the 50s and 60s, the African Americans just got their rights. And how quickly he forgets that, what if it was a judge sitting next to him that said that he shouldn't be married to a white woman?
Yeah.
And it's, as long as they're coming after us, they're not coming after themselves. And unfortunately, and this is what a lot of people don't realize, is those Supreme Court nominations, those are what lead our country. It's not the presidents, it's not the Congress people, it's not the representatives. It's who gets in those places because they're there for life.
Yeah.
And that lifespan is a long time, and it surpasses 10, 20 presidencies sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important with who you elect as a president when those openings come into place.
Do you think that RBG should have stepped down before she passed?
No, I don't. I'm still sad. I can cry just thinking about.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
That's
It's
okay.
just like that was the first thing I thought
But that
of.
was
It's
her
just
one ask, right? Was not to fulfill that seat.
Yeah.
And that should have opened a lot of people's eyes to what happened and the integrity of what was going into the White House.
Yeah. Yeah. R.I.P. Let's talk about drag queens.
Yes, please, let's.
Freaking DeSantis and his craziness going after our house, going after drag shows, saying that like the parents should be in some way, shape, or form punished for taking their child to a drag show. What do you think about that?
It's funny you bring up our house. My cousin, who is a Republican, was in town from California, and she was meeting up with some of her college and high school friends in Miami.
Okay.
And she says, "I'm in town, cousin. We're gonna go see this show at our house." I didn't know what it was. I had to Google it. I was like, "Oh, you are?" And she said, "Yeah, would you like to join us?" And I said, "Absolutely. I can't miss this,
of
right?
course.
I want a front row seat." So my wife and I and my sister and her wife go down, and we'd never been to our house. And oh my God, amazing food, great staff.
Amazing.
Love
you,
entertainment.
Athena.
Yes,
Yeah.
great entertainment. But to watch these 8 women and their facial expressions, to me, was almost as entertaining as the show, because they had never been to one. They had no idea what they were watching. They were questioning the process, right, of how our entertainers get ready, and is it real, is it not real? And it was great because at the end of the day, I watched these 8 women walk away with a respect for the art. And I wanted to see it firsthand, like, how is this going to go? And they talked for days about how amazing and entertaining, and did you see the splits, and oh my God, how do they learn the words?
Yep.
And that headdress. I mean, it was for days they talked about it. So I think it's just another grab, because being there and experiencing it with people who are extreme Republicans, and watching how they took it away, I think was 2 different worlds.
But it is an art, and that is the whole thing.
entertainment.
Like when you said that story, I got goosebumps, because yes, I could imagine these women that have never seen such a thing, and then just get that energy. Our drag queens are so talented, and that doesn't take like, oh, let me just throw this on. That doesn't exist, Sarah.
No.
That takes time. It takes commitment.
Dedication.
It takes dedication. It takes
Money.
freaking talent. It takes money. It takes so much. And, until you experience it for yourself, even right-wing people can enjoy this. It's an art. It's a show.
Absolutely.
It's entertainment.
Well,
Now,
look at the ones in Vegas. People pay top dollars to sit there in Vegas. Are they going after the shows in Vegas?
well, and that's my next question for you. Is it because they are men? Because nobody goes after Twin Peaks, Hooters, any of these places that have women dressed in skimpy outfits. Nobody even talks about them, Sarah.
Because you're exploiting women, and that's okay.
And that's okay, right?
you
No,
can
but that's okay, because you've been exploiting us forever. So
it.
just keep on doing what you're doing. But once you go to something that is new, because it's not new, but new to them.
Right. It's not that it's new to them. It's that it's not what they do. So again, to me, anything that doesn't fit in their sandbox, they don't want part of.
Yeah.
So again, it's exploitation of women, making money off of women, taking women's rights away. And it's an attack on the LGBT community, but it's also an attack on women at the same time. And women who don't see that are blinded.
Yeah.
Like, how do women vote for people like that? Like, they really are they're suppressing. And again, I talked about, the white straight male mentality is what's trying to take over our country again.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. The drag show that we did for Drag Your Vote Out.
Yes,
The
that was
storytelling
awesome.
was, I think that should have went global.
Oh my
that
God.
book that was read, the story that was read, I think everybody on your show should have a link to it. It was eye-opening. It was entertainment. but it was really telling the story of what we're in.
It was. So if you folks missed it, our beautiful Misty Eyes, which is just such an incredible performer, and she has been an anchor on our network a bunch of times. And she's also been in bed with me for an interview. Make sure you go back and watch that because she was intense. And she read a drag story about DeSantis and living in Florida, you know, to a bunch of little gay boys.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
It was awesome.
Because it was truthful.
Because it was the truth.
Right.
And it's the world that we live in, you know? And it's sad that women don't see that. And it's sad that also, I'm Latina, you know, I'm constantly trying to tell my Latin folks and my Latin friends like that are Trumpers, like, you understand that he thinks you're Mexican, right? He has no
Everybody's
idea.
Mexican.
Everybody's Mexican.
You're all Mexican.
He's never ever heard of, oh, but I'm Puerto Rican. He threw paper towels at you. Like, come on. He has no understanding of what
no
you
respect.
are. And no respect at all.
Yeah.
None.
The respect levels I mean, that's the thing. Like, you have to know the difference between Cuban, Puerto Rican, Mexican. He doesn't care.
No. You're all Mexican.
You're all Mexican. If you don't look like him, speak like him, and your skin tone's not him, you're Mexican.
You think he'll get punished?
And we love Mexicans.
Do you think he'll get? I love Mexicans.
Do I think he'll get
Do you think he'll get punished for? You know, Mar-a-Lago's right up the road from our studio.
Literally across the bridge from my house.
Literally, you could give him the finger from where you're at.
So let me tell you, I was in Europe when that happened, and when I turned on the news and I saw what was happening literally in my own backyard, I was so thankful not to be home, first of all. But second of all, thinking, if this doesn't open people's eyes, what the fuck is going to? Like, what are we doing? Top secret information, people.
Pages and pages and pages. Espionage. Like, there's movies that are made about this.
He attacked Hillary Clinton for having some emails.
For having an email, like, from Starbucks. Like, are you serious?
Like, I don't know if he'll be punished. When his ex-wife died and nobody really talked about it, I was like, blunt force trauma to the stomach. Like, I'm like, and no one's questioning this. Like, it's just, I think that everything around him is a black cloud. And anybody who sells their soul to that black cloud is going to go down.
Except him, though.
Except him.
Because
he doesn't say, he will not die on the sword for his people. He will let his people die on the sword for him. And he has shown that time and time again. It doesn't matter if you're into child pornography, human trafficking, money laundering. We've seen what's happened in that little entourage, and it's just not getting any better.
Yeah.
We thought the mob was bad back in the 80s and 70s. Girl, this is nothing.
Nothing.
Makes the Italian mob look like
nothing.
Walt Disney World.
Nothing, like the corner crew.
Right?
You think he's going to run?
I think that our demon that we have here is vying for that position, personally. I think that...
And that scares the shit out of me.
That's something that's happening in the Republican world. Like, they control it. There's the puppeteer.
There's bigger fish to fry.
There's the puppeteer who's making those decisions. And either way, we're screwed. Let's just be honest. Either way, if either one of them are in the White House, we are so screwed that a lot of people are like, I'm moving out of the country. Don't move to Europe. They don't have air conditioning.
They don't. It's really weird. I went to Italy and it was hot one day. Like, no. And they don't. Where's the AC? I'm playing with this. No, it doesn't work. They don't turn it on.
And no toilet paper for girls. You better bring your own toilet paper, ladies. But I think to myself, like, how much worse could it get?
But it could get. DeSantis is. I said his name. Damn it. He is smarter than Trump, and that is what scares me.
He's smarter. He's more poised. He's more controlled. He controls his anger. Like, Trump is the Twitter head, right? DeSantis puts it in a polished box, like in a Tiffany box. Here's all my nasty thoughts. And it's how he wraps it again, right? Like how he puts it out there. And that's the sad part. And I've often told people I would have voted for Jeb Bush, even though he was an R and I was a D, because he was a good governor. Like, we went through some shit here in Florida with him. And he proved that he was good for everybody. Yeah. Right? And then this guy gets in and you're like, what are we doing? Yeah. And I think the worst thing that's happening is what's happening over in the Trump world is just fueling the one that we have. Because he's seeing this crumble, so it's making him feel like he can rise. And that's scary. Yeah. It's like the Wicked Witch of the East and the West, but they're wizards, so to speak. And I hate to give them that much credit. I know. Why are we even talking about that? I know. Let's talk about something else. So let's talk about something fun. Let's talk about something fun, my lord. Which Labor Day weekend? Oh my God. I partied and showed my boobs to people. Isn't that what normal people do? Those are normal people do. Okay. Now, I would be disappointed if you said anything but that, right? I was at a splash pool party and these designers came and they said, hey, you want to jump on stage and walk up and down and pretend you know how to model? And I said, sure, if I don't look fat, let's do it. And I said, okay. And they said, okay. And then that was that. And we had a fabulous time. And that's what our life is supposed to be. Fun. Yeah, fun is fabulous. During Labor Day weekend. No laboring. And let's talk about something else fun. You are a power couple that you and your wife here are a power couple I look up to. Thank you. You know, their goals. And, you know, I
a lot of lesbians get together, and this is not a stereotype, this is just what I've seen from friends of mine. A lot of lesbians get together and then they stay home. That's it. You don't see them ever again. They go on vacations together, they go to ball games, but they don't go out, they don't go to events, they don't go to anything. The reasoning, I don't understand. It's not my world, but I respect it. You and your wife are everywhere, just like me and my wife are everywhere, and I love that.
We are.
I love that. Is that part of what keeps you guys so sassy and so into each other? Because I watch you at events, and she's always touching you, and you're always like feeling her up, and I'm just like, and not in a you know, nasty, prerogative, overwhelming way. It's just a very loving. I mean, it's sexy as hell too. I would watch you both have sex, but not the point.
Another date, another conversation.
Another day, another conversation. Is that part of what keeps you guys such an incredible power couple?
I think the fact that she was my first love when I was 18 has a lot to do with it.
Shut the front door!
Yeah, here's a little tidbit. She was actually, she was sleeping with my girlfriend. That's how we met. I came home and she was in bed with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend was sleeping. And that's how we met when I was 18. There, the whole world knows. Yes, there's the secret.
So, I mean, but you walked in and you're like,
I'm like, who are you? And she goes, who are you? I said, I'm her girlfriend. She said, well, she was horrible and she's passed out. Why don't you come over here? And that's the story. And you heard it first here on the FayWhat Show.
I love that.
That is totally the truth, 100%. So we don't have any secrets, which I think is very important. She has known me before I knew who I was. She's a little bit older than me, and no matter what I do, she supports, and whatever she wants to do, I support. And we often say, can we have date night? And, you know, let's stop the passing of the ships.
Yes.
And, you know, sneaking in a quickie here and there is important, but we just support each other. And we had to go to an event the other night, and unfortunately it was a celebration of someone's life, and they wanted us to wear name tags, and it was at an art center, and she put Dawn, Sarah's wife.
oh
And
my God.
I often tell people I'm Dawn's wife, depending on where we are.
Yes.
But thank you for that, because she is what makes me go every day. She's strong. We've both have suffered a lot of loss in our lives, and she just keeps me grounded. And knowing that she's a successful businesswoman, and she taught me everything I know about business, and that we have not had secrets, sexually or otherwise. There's nothing hidden with us.
I love that.
And nobody can penetrate that. And people know that. Like, we're solid. And I even said to her this morning, I said, how do you feel about me getting in bed with Faye? She said, kind of jealous I'm not there to watch. But, you know, she was like, you have fun with it. And that's what really does it, right?
I love that.
Is knowing that we've got each other's back no
Yes.
matter what.
Yes, it's that one person that, you know, it's like, hey, I got a body. Okay, let me go get the shovel. And there's no question
Yes.
after,
Yep.
you know?
Exactly.
But why I'm so drawn to you and wifey is because you're different. You know, like, you're different, and like me and my wife are different, and that sometimes works.
It balances.
It does. It
need
does
that.
balance it out,
Yep,
you
you
know.
need that.
And you know, every week I've got to be at like a ton of events, and I'll go to my wife. Look, I miss you. Here are all the events I have to be at. Pick 3 to come with me,
Exactly.
whichever 3 you want.
Whatever you want to do. Right?
You know, and because she is like, we're completely different in that aspect. Like, give her a microphone and she'll die right there. She'll turn into
Dawn
a
the
puddle of
same way.
nothing. Yeah.
Dawn is my wardrobe. She picks out my wardrobe. She does all the decorating. She does all the entertainment stuff. That's her wheelhouse, right? But being in front of the camera, being the center of attention is not her thing either. She does not enjoy it. But what's funny when you say that balance, right? Like, you're there, she's here. My wife watches our city commission meeting, every single meeting, on YouTube at home. And I've said, why do you torture yourself? Watch it the next day on times 3 speed, 5 speed with a glass of wine. Why? She's like, because when people come in to our gym and they want to talk about it, I need to know what's happening.
Love it.
And even though she hates politics, she still cares enough about me to want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
And with the events, like Stonewall Ball, like that's when she's happy. Like, what? Oh, we get to
What am I gonna wear?
Yeah, she's picking her outfit for 6 months.
Her
right?
wife like changed her shoes like 3 times, and you guys know how much I love shoes. No, like, I was like, did she just put on another pair of shoes? Like,
And I love the fact that you noticed. You're like, that's not what she was wearing an hour ago. I'm like, no, it's not. But we balance each other, and it's hard because a lot of our friends don't keep up with us. And they're like, oh my God, you guys are going again, or you're doing this again. How are you buying another business? And it's just because that's what fuels us. That's what we love to give back, and we're not 2 people who could just sit home. We are not TV people. We're not popcorn in movies. That's not
you. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So you just acquired another gym.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I think.
Well,
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations,
Yes.
I think.
Today is the first day. It's going to be open transitioning from one owner to another. 20 years that the business
Wow.
has been there, and they were either going to close the doors or asked us to buy it, and we were thankful that we had the opportunity. And So yeah, now
Are you going to name it the same
Yep,
as your
so
other?
it's Zoo Health Club Lantana.
Okay.
It's literally 2.3 miles from our existing club.
Nice.
But has classes, much bigger footprint. So it's exciting. It's a new chapter.
I love that. Well, how do you deal with the fact that, I mean, I know where you're at and there's a lot of Trumpsters up there. This is a business. This is not something that you're just able to go, okay, sorry, you know, no R's here. It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work
you
that
know?
way. And this club appears to have a very large R attendance. And we just do things like simple rules. No Fox, no CNBC, no MSNBC. We keep it fun. Sports, tennis, home decorating, food shows on the TV. And we do that just to keep everybody playing nice in the sandbox together. We don't want any confrontations. We don't want anyone to be mean to each other. I also have a very strict non-discrimination policy with our members and staff.
Love that.
You discriminate against anyone by the language that they speak, what they're wearing, how they look, you're out.
I love that.
And we make every member sign it.
I love that.
And those, you know, we're going to lose some people. They're not going to like the new rules. And that's okay. It's to protect the masses, not to serve the minors, you know.
And why did you name it Zoo Health?
Zoo Health Club was started here in Fort Lauderdale at the beach. It was started over 20 years ago. On the beach was the zoo gym, and that's where the franchise started. And it's a franchise that has 62 locations now nationwide. And our headquarters are right here in Fort Lauderdale, 17th Street.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah,
I have a
so
feeling
it's Florida-
I
Fort
love
Lauderdale
that.
based.
And you've gotten Best Gym for 4 years on SFGN.
Actually 5, almost 6 now.
What, girl?
Yeah, we're hoping for 6 this year. Yeah,
That
my
is
sister
incredible.
was personal trainer of the year for 2 years in a row. Yeah, so we're very proud, but you know, it's because the community.
Mm-hmm.
We give back to the community, and they support us. It's how we survive COVID, right?
Oh my God, girl. How long have you been a commissioner now?
A little over a year and a half. And everyone's like, "Are you going to run again?" And I'm like, "Let me get through the first term first before I make that decision."
Shit, so I can't ask you that.
Yeah. ask me a year from now on this date. We'll sit in this bed and I'll answer that
I would love
question.
that. I
It
would
really
love that.
depends, right? It depends on what's going on, what God blesses me with. And
Yeah. If you're guided to another office, would that be even a possibility?
It would, but I'm going to stay local. If I do anything, it'll be countywide. I'm not interested in that craziness up in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. You know me. I'm going to shoot it straight, and
Yep.
I can't make those backdoor deals.
No.
And
No, and you can't fake it. Like
I
you are a
can't.
genuine person, which is why one of the many reasons why I love Sarah is that like she's no BS. So if she's not having a good day, you see it. If she's having a good day, you see it. If she's against what you're gonna say, even if she loves you, she's gonna tell you this is why I don't like what you just said. You know?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And you would think that people would want that.
especially not in politics. Let me tell you, it's funny because when the masks were still acceptable, I got a text from my wife on the dais one day, and she said, "Fix your face or put your mask on," because somebody was saying something obviously I was disagreeing with. So my face, you could read it, and she was watching it on YouTube. So Dawn's like, so I put my mask on. I was like, I cannot hide this face right now. So you can't be that transparent person sometimes, and that's the only struggle I have is knowing when I can be authentic, and being authentic is really important to me.
Yeah.
You know, like I told you before, I'm always going to be a gay woman. You know, I'm not always going to be a politician. So you have to choose where your alliances are and where you spend your time, your money, and your energy.
Yep.
And I wake up this way. I was born this way. This is who I'm always going to be. And that's why it's important to me.
I love
You
it.
know, I can't make that decision today.
I love that. And that's
You know,
okay.
And I won't commit to it because only God knows where I'm going
Only
to be.
God knows. Only the universe knows where you're going to be. And that's it. And things change like so rapidly these days. It's like, it's hard to keep up. I know I sound old saying that, but it's just like, wow. It's just like, what do you mean? That changed? What's going on now? Blah, blah, blah. Let's play the or game. So I play the or game on the FayWhat show just to
I'm
so
aware
folks
of
get to know, you better. And it's just like stupid little silly things, but they're quick and easy and they're fun. All right? All right. So or game, FayWhat, okay? Pasta or rice?
Pasta.
Yum. Marinara or Alfredo?
Alfredo.
Yum. All right.
I'm actually having that tonight. That's so funny. That is weird. We're having chicken Alfredo tonight.
Purple or pink?
Purple.
Me too. Little Nas X or Lady Gaga?
Lil' Kim.
Oh!
I'm sorry, that's not appropriate for the or game. Lady Gaga. Lady
That was
Gaga.
a hard one. Why was that a hard one?
Because I'm old school rap girl or new Christian. Like I don't. Isn't that weird? Like I'm
Wow.
literally Little Kim or Casting Crowns.
Wow,
Like,
so you're like a 90s hip hop like me, like Puff Daddy
yes.
style,
Yes,
like
like
that
old
kind of
school.
time. Oh, I love
Yes.
Little Kim and Foxy Brown.
that's when music was
Oh
good.
my God.
When you could actually understand the lyrics.
Oh my God, we sound so old right now. But if you go back and you listen to Little Kim, she was not talking about like furry animals and like rainbows and butterflies. She was talking about some real
Hardcore.
shit.
Like, I mean, that's what it was about.
It was.
Growing up financially challenged and in the projects, which is how I grew up, financially challenged, and I can relate.
Yeah.
So that's why I have both sides, right?
And Christian music. This is what this is what she rocks out in the car. Have you seen her? We're driving around.
We call it my life before Jesus and my life after Jesus. So it's the BJ and the AJ, right?
Oh my God. So what church do you go to?
Church by the Glades.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me that before. You know, we're coming to you live from a church, right? This is a church campus, right? And I go to Unity on the Bay, and I host all their church services on Sunday.
Great meditation, by the way.
Great meditation. And I think that it's just like, you know, spiritually, LGBTQ plus like need this. We want this, but so many of us don't know how to get there.
I think that some of us are afraid because when I invite our sisters and brothers to church with us, they're like, I can't go to a Christian church. I'm like, yes, you can. Our motto is literally no perfect people allowed. Like that's our motto at our school, at our church. And people just have to find, wherever you find your solace and your peace, that's what you have to hone in on. And I've got older friends who are in their 70s who are Jewish, who ask me about being a Christian. What does it mean? You know, your faith is so strong, and your faith is too, and that's why I love you. Like you unwaver, right? Like you've been through some shit in life, and you know how you got through. And to have that, I think, is what helps you and I every time we turn on the news. Every time we get slapped across the face, is like, all right, we know there's a higher thing than this. This is just temporary. It's all going to go away one day. We just have to survive, right? It's that faith to faith. We're in that 2 period, and that's what's the hard part, right? And so I keep it real. I do. I keep it 100.
No,
you
and
know?
that's,
I mean, my wedding ring is a cross. I mean,
I love that.
It doesn't get any simpler. than that.
I wish more of our community would go to church. And I know that sounds so cheesy. It just does. But it's like, you know, we deal with so much. We deal with addiction. We deal with mental illness. We deal with all these stigmas, rejection, being shunned by our family, not having someone that we can really count on. And church provides that. It gives you that fellowship.
The right church does.
The right church, of course. Because I've also got girlfriends that go to Catholic church and like get like punished every Sunday.
And then they come home feeling bad about themselves.
And then they come home feeling bad about themselves, but they will not miss a Sunday. And it's like, but you don't need to be punished that way.
I think that I have friends in Dallas that are doing that as well. And I think that's still that inside spiritual battle. Like they're still trying to find who they are. And I know who I am. I know who I am in Christ. And I know that no matter what somebody says, we were in Europe 3 weeks ago, and we were in St. Peter's Basilica at 9 a.m. on Sunday. And to be there and experience all that was amazing. It also reminded me on why I don't practice Catholicism anymore and why I'm a Christian. So everybody's got to find their own way, but just know that you can't give up. You know, church shop, if you will, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes you might get some free food after.
Free food, free donuts, you know, whatever.
That's a possibility.
You can always church on TV now. Everything's on TV. You
can
watch
try
church all around the world.
It's true. And see what you like, and then maybe go experience it for yourself. It will do your soul some good.
My wife calls it free counseling.
But it really is.
That's what she calls it.
Look, I go, you know, I you know that I'm in AA, and I've been in AA for almost 8 years. And like, I used to take my wife, you know, with me for like certain anniversaries and stuff like that. And she's like, everybody should come to this. For $2, you get free therapy.
But it's also eye-opening to know that you're not the only one who's going through shit.
Yes, because we're constantly thinking, especially in LGBT, we're like, oh, nobody's going through this. Everybody's going through this, folks.
Or
you don't have to
judge me for going through this. And no, that there is no judgment zone. It's
so
like,
I don't deserve to be.
Spaces.
I don't deserve to be loved or want or talked through or cherished. And you are.
Yes.
And you could.
Everybody's worthy. Everybody's worthy. You just have to find the support system, right? Like you have to find those people that hold you up. And as you grow, you know, you have friends for seasons, friends for reasons, and people who are, you know, you can just pick up the phone and have a conversation, not talk for 3 months, and they're still going to be there. And that's what you have to work through. I think is really big in our community is knowing that the parties, right? The nightclub, that's all fun. We know, we love a good party. But at the end of the day, who am I going to call when I'm on my knees and when I'm having a bad day or when something doesn't go my way? Knowing that you have that sister in Christ or that sister in belief or in AA and NA that you can just pick up the phone and call and connect. It's so important. You know, it's so imperative.
And it does really feel good to know that, know that with just a phone call, somebody's going to be on the other end understanding what you're going through.
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's what you get.
Do you and wifey binge watch anything?
We do when we have downtime, which is imperative.
Which is like never.
Never. It's never. We went through, you know, during the COVID lockdown, Have you ever watched Queen of the South?
Yeah, of course. I love that.
I love Teresa.
I love Teresa. That
she's
brown
bad.
girl is hot.
Let
You
me
gotta
tell
look her. You gotta see this.
Women in guns. I don't know. Hot women in guns, I'm in. I don't know. It's beyond sexy to me. So Queen of the South was one of our big
love
ones.
that show.
Love Teresa Mendoza. She's a badass actress, a woman in power who overcomes all these, negative males that are coming after her. And so that's the kind of stuff that we watch. We do. Did you ever watch Shades of Blue?
Yes.
I was so heartbroken when that show went off.
Me too.
Like,
And
what is she thinking?
And if you like that show, you should probably try The Enforcer with Queen Latifah.
Haven't tried it yet. Equalizer.
Equalizer.
Equalizer? Is
I think
like
it's Equalizer
It's like
or
from a show
Enforcer.
from the 80s that she's redoing.
No, well, yeah, I get it's redoing, but
Yeah.
like now it's on CBS.
And
but
I love her. She was in that show Star, which went off, by the way, too, which I loved. All these good shows go off the air.
right?
I'm like, is it because I'm at home watching TV because I'm working? I don't know.
Maybe.
So we do binge watch. We're Grey's Anatomy fans. So we're waiting to see what happens on this next season coming up. Of course, we watch your show, and I'm on YouTube all the time on the treadmill. This is my treadmill TV. But we don't binge watch very often. When we can, we will.
No, but I love the Queen of the
But if
South.
I have time to binge watch, I got time to be in bed. So
yeah,
doing other more
and then there's
important
other
things.
more important stuff like eating
Yes.
Chinese and having sex, which is usually like my plan when I have like
we
time
actually
off.
have sex and usually want ice cream or popcorn after.
Ooh, I like that
Isn't that
too.
fun?
I like that too. What's the best part of South Florida, Sarah?
The bright colors. I think being in an atmosphere where even when you don't feel good and you walk outside and you have a blue sky and palm trees and the ocean, it just changes your mindset. And that's why I live here. I go home to Detroit and I'm there for 4 days and I'm like, oh my God, give me a building with color. Everything is brown and gray and brick. And I'm like, can somebody put a splash of pink or purple or orange on a house? I think that's the best part about being here, and the diversity. Like it is, nobody judges anybody based on the language you speak or your dialect or what you look like. And it's a beautiful place to be.
It really
That's why I
is.
chose it as home.
I love this place, and most people here aren't from here, And just like Sarah, like when I go to my mom's to visit, my mom lives in Scranton, Pennsylvania. When I go there, like after day 3, like you notice I start going to like 3 AA meetings a day because I'm about to drink of how brown and gray everything is, and
depressing.
it's just like, how do people live like this? Like it's just here you go and you're having a bad day, but it's beautiful out, and you see the most drop dead gorgeous people, and it's just if you're having a bad day, you can drive to the beach and just take 2 minutes to yourself. And
Or see, like Dawn loves the little egresses that walk. We always say they walk in the crosswalks, or seeing the geckos, or just really honing in on the blessings that we have here. And yeah, but when you're home, it's like, oh, even when it's green there, it's just green and brown.
Yeah,
like
that's
there's
it.
nothing else. There's
That's
grass
it.
and brown buildings.
that's it.
So yeah, that's why I love Florida.
What would people be surprised about you? Is there something that like people would be surprised to hear that you do or like or want to do?
Surprised that I do or like. I think most people who know me because I am pretty transparent.
Because you got me with the 90s and the Christian music. I was like, oh, I didn't know the Christian music part. That was definitely a surprising part there.
Yes, if you open my CD case, which I still own, you see it from Little Kim, Tupac, all the way through Eazy-E. I'm a card player. I play Texas Hold'em. That's my my happy downtime.
Is that poker?
Yep, poker.
So do you have to like have a poker face?
You should. It kind of helps us not take your money. If you have a poker face.
So what would be like a good poker face? Like,
Well, everybody has
Like
a
that?
tell. It's called tells. And some people scrunch their nose. Some people scratch the eyebrow if they have a
like
good
when they have a
hand.
good hand.
Yep. Or
So if I go,
that's my wife, and she goes all in. It could be like king 2 offsuit, and she's like, I'm all in. I'm like, that doesn't go with anything. And it could. I'm like, okay. So it has there's a lot of math and ratios, but it's also human interacting, which is why I love it. And so that's my downtime, and I hope to retire one day playing professionally. That's what I'll do.
what? I love that. We'll be
I'm a
following
Texas Hold'em
Sarah
girl.
doing like a professional Texas Hold'em. You know that those videos sometimes come up on Facebook? It'll be like you like.
And I've played with some really good women in circuits, and I have a tattoo across my back that is the hand that God dealt me, and it's playing cards, and each card represents somebody in my life who has passed away.
I love that.
And there's an ace that's folded over, and that's all my friends who have passed away. And then the back of the playing card has all their names inscripted.
I love that.
So now
Sarah.
many people know that because you would have to see me naked and on my stomach. So there you go. There's
We'll
two,
get a
two
picture of
hidden
it.
sections.
We'll get a picture. Sarah, thank you for being on the
Thank you
FayWhat
for
show
inviting me.
today. Thank
Isn't
you.
it sad though that we had to put this in the calendar like 2 months ago because we're both so busy?
You know, when I'm super busy, I'm like, okay, the universe just needs this in a lot of different places. And that's how I look at it. And I take the breath and I keep on going. And then I think, I'll sleep and I'll rest when I'm dead.
But you know what I love about you is you're not just busy, you're productive. And there's a big
difference.
There's a huge difference.
What's the difference?
You can be busy and just be going on the hamster wheel, or you can be productive and really making impact with what you do. Being impactful is and productive is more important than busy.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm just trying to be me. I'm trying to, I'm done with how women have treated each other for decades and decades of pushing each other down because, oh no, you can't be prettier, you can't be more successful. I gotta step over you. I'm done with that crap. I'm here to raise everybody up. Yeah, whatever you need, let's raise you. Here, you need my shoulder, get up on it. If that means that's gonna take the rest of us with you, let's do this, man. Let's do this.
And the one thing about us though, and women, is we don't approach each other like when we're out at a bar. Like boys, boys will just talk to anybody, right? You approach a woman, especially who looks like you, a lot of times they're put off. Like, I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And we really need to open that up. Like, as girls, we just need to drop the guard and try to have a conversation with somebody new.
And drop the jealousy. Women are so jealous. Like, these couples that I know are just so jealous. Have a great time, I mean, respect.
Absolutely.
But not everybody wants to sleep with your girl.
But you know what I always tell people? If you can afford my wife, you could have her.
You know what my wife says? My wife says, oh yeah, take her. You'll bring her back.
I don't think that anybody would bring you back, but.
Oh, that's my Cuban playing around. Miss Sarah, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show. I know I'm going to have you back.
This was on my bucket list to be in bed with Faye.
I love that. Check.
Thank you.
I love you, Mama. Thank you.
Thank you.
You so much. Please make sure that you follow Sarah on all social media. She's always doing something. She is there representing our community, doing the damn thing. And we need to make sure that women like this are empowered and they know that we've got their backs as well. All right. So make sure that you follow her. All social media. It'll be right there on your screen. And we'll be right back. Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye. What's on my mind? You know what's on my mind? My arch nemesis. The kryptonite to my superpowers. My mortal enemy. Zippers. Zippers are on my mind. Yeah, you might be wondering, with all the problems on this earth, why the hell is FayWhat worried about zippers? Are they gay zippers? I don't know if they're gay zippers, but have you ever gotten stuck in a dress? Have you ever gotten stuck in a shirt because of the zipper? Have you ever planned on the perfect outfit for an outing? A big, beautiful dress with bustier and lots of tulle. You put it on and they used the cheapest zipper ever when making this garment. How am I gonna even wear this dress? How do you use a flimsy zipper on a dress with so much personality that weighs about 30 pounds? Then I tried to put it over my head to take it off after the zipper didn't work. I got stuck. I got stuck in my dress, and my wife, the Cuban, had to find me, of course, and rescue me. Not before she took a picture. There's the picture. Anyway, then she helped me out. So, Calvin Klein, great zippers. Eva Mendes has great zippers. Believe it or not, Ivanka Trump, great zipper. All right, some other designers, you guys need to use some better zippers, or maybe I need to get more expensive clothes. Maybe that's what's going on. Anyway, I got to start using something with Velcro or maybe some hot glue like my drag girls do. That's what's on my mind. That is on my mind is zippers. Get over it, okay? FayWhat thinks about random shit, and I thought about zippers this week. Well, that's it. That is the FayWhat show. I hope you had fun. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our community, in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls. If we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so damn strong. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled that girl, Latina, but she's you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.